Hi there, welcome to this short course all about the martial art of kickboxing and sport karate. I'm really excited that you've decided to take your time out to learn the basics of what this course will do. So we'll teach you a number of punches, a number of kicks, some stance work, some blocks, get your fitness up as well. Martial arts is so amazing to increase not only our physical skills, but more importantly, we've been helping people here in our local community. We've helped hundreds and hundreds of people to get the benefits, not only this physical body, but mental wise as well, to feel more confident about themselves, to feel more disciplined. They're able to stand up for themselves with their voice, to feel the confidence of they can handle any situation that life throws at you as well. My name is Dan Woodruff. I've been doing kickboxing since 1993. Many years. I've got a 5th degree black belt as well, along with other different martial arts that I've trained in over the years as well. And I'm so excited to be your instructor for this first step of your journey into the much larger world of martial arts. Let's get started. Hi there. Okay, so let's start with lesson number 1. So this is all about the ethos. So with our martial arts, we've got to think of it's here to improve not only our body, but improve our mind as well. Our mind is our most powerful weapon. So if we can learn to create a strong mind, we will learn to create a stronger body too as well. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to get our bodies warmed up. But before we do that, there's something really important, the very key lesson that we teach all of our students here. We've helped hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in our local community to get not only those stronger minds, but fitter bodies as well. And the very first thing that we teach people is all about respect. So our whole school is built upon the ethos of respect. If you do not respect yourself, you do not have respect from other people for you as well. So to show our respect, what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to put our feet together. We're going to bring our one hand up straight up, other hand as a fist, put them together, fold them over, and then we bow forward from our stomach. So from the side position, we're going to go feet together. We put the one hand up straight, fist up, fold it over, and then bow. Awesome. Okay, so let's get our bodies warmed up. So we're just going to spend a couple of minutes just getting the blood pumping around our body before we start doing any exercise. Really important, because not only does it wake up our body, but it wakes up our brain as well. So let's start off with our bow. So we go our feet together, and then we bow. Awesome. So we're going to bounce on our toes. All we're going to do is just shake our arms and legs as well. Make sure, obviously, you should be doing this at home, or you could be doing it in your garden, or you could be doing it on planet Mars. Who knows where you're doing it, but wherever you're doing it, make sure you've got some space. So what we're going to do, just nice and easy, we're going to tuck our knees up, just get these arms moving a little bit, just get that blood pumping around our body, and then we're going to change it. So we're going to flick our heels up, so I'm bringing my heels up towards my butt, so just warming up the fronts of my legs. All the time as we're preparing our physical body, we're preparing our mind as well. So you can switch it back to knees up again. Just get these arms moving a little bit more. That's good, guys, that's good. Okay, then we're going to do bouncing. All we're going to do from here, we're going to take our feet out and our arms out, just like a giant star. We call these star jumps for obvious reasons. So we're going to jump our feet back together. So we're going to go out and together. Just going to find a rhythm. So starting to build our coordination. Martial arts is fabulous because it builds so many different aspects. From our coordination to our flexibility, along with things like our speed and our strength. Now this time what we do is start with our legs together, we're going to have our arms in. This time when we jump out, instead of bringing our arms up, we're going to take our arms out. So just come in and then out. That's good. If you want even more of a coordination workout, what you've got to do is, your arms are going to be out like a T when your legs are together. Then you're going to jump it back in. So it's going out and together. So this one requires a little bit more coordination. So if you want to have a bit of fun, we can try that one. 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we change it. Big hands, big hand. Let's get these arms moving. That's good. 5 seconds. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Shake arms like this. From here, we're just going to windmill forward. So just take one arm, swing it forwards. We're going to do 2 or 3 with one arm. And then we're going to switch and do a 2 or 3 with the other arm as well. This time we're going to switch, we're going to go backwards. So take that arm right past almost like your knee and your ear, and then the other arm, swing it back 2 or 3 times. That's good. Now we're going to loosen our neck muscles off. So we're going to look up and then we're going to look down, like you're saying yes very slowly, like you're very reluctant. Then we're going to take it across. So like we're saying no very slowly, then we're going to go ear to shoulder. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Then we're going to get shoulders back. Then we're going to plant our feet out. All we do from here, we're just going to twist our body. If that foot wants to just move slightly. So you're going to twist it left and right, that's good. So this is just getting the whole core of our body warmed up. Then this time we're going to take it up and over. Now important we keep shoulders above our hips and our hips above our knees. We don't want to be leaning forwards and trying to headbutt the cat. So you're going to take one arm up and stretch it over. And then we're going to switch. So again, this is increasing all the flexibility of your body, your core, stretching everything off. Good, a couple more. Let's keep going on one side. Good, switch over to the other side. Two more, you got one more. That's good. Okay, from here, what we're going to do, we're going to balance on one foot. Or if you've got one of the kids handy, or if you've got dad handy, grab onto it. You've got a side ball settee, you've got a really tall dog. Who knows? We're going to balance on one foot. We're going to take our foot round 2 or 3 times one way. Then we're going to take it back round the other way. That's good. And then we're going to switch feet. So 2 or 3 one way, and then 2 or 3 back the other way. That's good, that's good, that's good. Then we're going to switch feet again one more time. A little bit quicker with the feet. And then switch feet again. That's good, that's good, good. Okay, we're going to shake it loose, shake arms loose, leg loose. Let's get our body moving a little bit more again. So spin our knees up again. This time we're just going to push our arms out towards the front. That's good. Again, make sure we're not punching the TV. That would be bad. Good, this time we're going to punch your arms up. Good, then out to the sides. Then forwards again. And then up to the sides. That's good. Flick those heels up towards your bum again. Good, good, good. You're going to go 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax, shake it loose. Good. If you've got anyone near, give them a high five. Why? Just because it's fun. Okay, so what I'm going to show you first of all is our basic stance. So this is where all our basic moves come from, and it's very important to get this bit right, otherwise we don't get everything else right. It's very much like the foundation for all of the skills that you're going to learn throughout this course as well. So when we say stance up from this position, what we call a lock-up position, we're going to jump straight into our stance to show that we're ready. So we're going to break this down and work through this together. So from my feet together position, what's going to happen is my left foot is going to go diagonally forwards, almost like a foot's distance. At the same time as that goes forwards, my other foot goes backwards the same as well. So my one foot goes forwards, one foot goes backwards. If you find that difficult, easiest way to do it is just step backwards with the one foot. Either way, it's cool. So from here, either one foot forwards and one foot backwards, or the one foot goes double foot backwards. Now it's really important, you can see my feet are not in a line. I'm going to use this line of the red and black mats. Where they meet, you can see I'm not standing on this line. If I'm on this line, I'm very wobbly, I'm very, very off balance. So I need to make sure that I've got a line of mats through the centre of my body. That way I've got half my body weight on this side, half my body weight on that side. Half my body weight forwards, half my body weight backwards. So imagine that you've just kind of drawn a square box, your body's in the centre, and your feet are matching either side as well. So if I show you in a square, this will be useful. So you can see my feet are kind of in that box shape. That's where I want to be. So I'm going to have the line in front. My front foot is going to be facing forwards. My back foot is going to be out about 45 degrees. So it doesn't want to be 90 degrees. It doesn't want to be 180 because that would be really weird. So one foot kind of poking off an angle and my left foot is facing forwards. Okay, so to make your fists, what we need to do is we're going to curl our fingers in and our thumbs are going to sit on our first 2 thumbs. Imagine you've got a load of 5p's and you want to keep hold of them really, really tight. Okay, so that's where we're going to be. So we're going to go fingers in, and then thumbs come on top. We don't want thumbs on the top, okay, because we're not playing joysticks yet. We're going to have thumbs on our first 2 fingers. Now it's really important. I'm going to show you from the sideways position. My arm at the back, I'm going to tuck my elbow in very close to my ribs, and my hand up by my chin. So this is like my last line of defense. So if anything comes around, this arm is here to protect. Now my front arm does the same, except at the front. So I'm going to bring my elbow in towards my body, make my fist, and then I'm going to bring my hand up very close towards my chin. So this is what we call our guard. So if anything comes around, we can tuck up, we can protect our body, we can protect our head. Okay, so when we say stance up, this is the position that we're going to jump to. Okay, so from this forwards position, so when my foot goes back, my elbows coming close to my body, remember about a fist distance away from my ribs. I don't want my arms to be on my ribs, I'm not cuddling myself just yet. You could cuddle yourself later, who knows? So I'm going to bring elbows in and hands up by my chin. Also, you can see I'm tucking my chin down slightly, I'm not poking my chin out. Your chin is your knockout button. As soon as you get hit, that's why boxers go, because they get whacked in the chin, brain wobbles, and off they go. So we need to all the time. This is like our protection. This is like the home goal that we want to protect. Okay, so my hands are up either side of my chin, my elbows tucked in. I don't look like a chicken, I don't look like one of these, I don't know what one of these is, but we definitely don't want to look like it. So I'm bringing elbows in, hands up either side by my chin. Chin tucked in slightly. Most important thing is be relaxed, because people when they tense up, they get too tired too quick. Okay, so from this sideways position, I've got my left leg forwards, my elbows tucked in, hands up either side of my chin here as well. Okay, so just relax a second, shake hands loose. Okay, what we're going to do, make sure we've got some space, and that's exactly what we're going to practice now. Welcome back. Okay, so let's get started practicing how to jump into our stance with our guard up as well. Okay, so from our feet together position, let's bow. So we go one hand up straight, other hand as a fist, put it together, fold them over, and then bow. So when I say stance up, we're going to jump, and this is the position that we're going to finish in. Okay, make sure also we have a bit of bend in our legs as well. So from our feet together position, we're going to go, remember, left, you can either go left leg forward slightly and right leg back, or you can step backwards double length with that right leg as well, whichever one you find easiest. So let's try a few times and see what you feel comfortable with. Okay, so feet together position. So when I say stance up, this is where we're going to jump to. Remember, arms straight, elbows tucked in, hands up by chin, ready to protect yourself at all times. So feet together, ready, stance up. Good, okay, and feet together. Ready, stance up. Good, and back to feet together. Ready, steady. I'm joking. Okay, yeah, stance up. Good, okay, 2 more times. This time when you jump into your stance, I want you to check your feet, okay? From teaching for thousands of hours, the very first thing I always check, and whether I'm teaching someone new who's starting out like yourself, or one of our experienced black belts who's been with us for 20 years, the very first thing I always check is their stance. If their feet are in a straight line, I know that they can't do the moves to the best of their ability. So that back foot has to be, think of a shoulder, what we call a shoulder width. So where your shoulders are, your feet should be about shoulder width apart, as well about a shoulder width and a half maybe, in length as well. So from this sideways position, you can see my feet are about a shoulder width in length, but also from the front, it's that distance apart as well, which is really, really important. If you can nail that one little technique, that'll be one of the best things you can do all throughout this course, because as I said, this is the very foundation of where everything, all the fancy jumps and spins, we can't do those unless we get this one thing right. Okay, so from our feet to the position, we'll jump into our stance and check our footwork as well. Ready, stance up. Good, so have a quick check of your feet, where they're positioned. Are they about an equal distance apart on either side? Are your feet an equal distance spread? Are your elbows tucked in but not touching your ribs? Hands up by your chin, chin tucked in slightly. This is the position where we want to get to. Let's try a couple more times, so feet together. Ready, stance up. Good, okay, check your feet. Are they looking good? Awesome. Last one then, feet together. We always say last one, best one. Ready, stance up. Good, okay, awesome. So, let's get ready to do some punches. Okay, so the very first basic punches we teach everybody. Like I said, we've been here teaching since a very long time. 2002 we moved here, so we've been here a very, very long time. And even all throughout those years, this is what we teach everybody on their very first lesson. So I'm really excited to teach you these as well. So your first 2 techniques are what we call a jab and a reverse punch. So a jab, just like we see a boxer shoot, boom, it's that front arm, jabbing straight out, and then coming straight back again. Reverse punch is using our back arm. So go straight out and come straight back again. So let's break this down on the mechanics of how to do it. So starting from our guard, we're going to use a jab we always do with the arm at the front of our body. So if we've got our left leg at the front, our left hand is at the front. If our right leg is at the back, our right arm's at the back. So no punch with this one for the moment. So our jab is going to punch straight out in front of our own nose. That's where we're aiming for. So if you imagine someone, a target the same as you, head height, nose, that's exactly where we're aiming for. And there's two different ways of doing a jab. You can do whichever way is most comfortable for you. So, boxer style or Western style in the Western countries, so like in or the UK's, your Americas, etc., is classified very often as the Western world. So, with a boxer's jab, we're going to have our knuckles turning straight over, aiming, as we said, at nose height. Now, as I punch, I'm not just punching from my arm. This is one of the key secrets of where strength comes from. Strength comes from the center of the body, okay? So, when we punch, we're actually going to use our hips. I always teach that your hips are like your power station. This is where all power is driven from, is from that hip position there. So as we punch, not only are we punching with the arm, I'm going to twist my hips in as well. So if I show you from a sideways position, so I've got my guard here. As I punch with this front arm, as the arm goes out, watch my hips. My hips are going to twist as well, okay? I don't want to twist backwards because then I'm taking energy away from my target. Usually, well, when we derive power forwards, when we push power forwards, that's when things are more powerful, okay? But we'll talk about power generation a little bit later on throughout the course. For the moment, what I want to get is, as you're punching the arm out, we're twisting our hips. So you can see my belt, as I punch, my belt twists, okay? Also, what I want to do is, I want to let this front foot, I'm going to move back slightly so you can see, this front foot is going to twist slightly as well, okay? Otherwise, I can't twist as much with my hips, because my hips are connected to my legs, and your body's obviously connected together. So if I don't twist that front foot, I can only twist my hips a certain amount. So, there's loads of elements that go into this jab to make it the best that we can make it. So, start off with, what we're going to focus on is punching that arm straight out. I'm going to focus on using my hips, and I'm going to focus on that front foot. Now, last piece, there's 4 pieces. Hang on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4th piece is we're going to move our body forward slightly as well. Okay, so this way, not only am I generating the power from my arm, I'm generating power from my hips, and because I'm twisting my foot, I'm putting the power from my legs in as well. Now, as I move that energy forward slightly as well, that's how we're going to create a really strong jab. Okay, so from this position, you can work along with me. So I've got this front arm, so I'm punching out with that arm, I'm letting my hips twist, and I'm twisting my foot as well. The foot obviously is slightly out of camera view, but trust me, it's moving. So I'm going to punch out. Notice what this arm does. Nothing. It stays here, okay? Remember, this is our last line of defense. So as I punch, I'm punching out. I'm punching with that front arm. The arm's going straight out. Another quick tip, I don't want to lock my arm out straight, okay? I want to keep it slightly bent. It might be better from this side. No, exactly the same. So, as I punch, I don't want to lock it out 100% straight, okay? Because that way it can cause damage into my elbow. I don't want to do that. Martial arts is for health, not for breaking yourself. So, I'm going to punch out about 95%, so I've got a little bit left, so I'm not damaging my elbow as well. So from this position here, punching out, and then straight back. So what we're going to do is, we're going to practice these together. So let's go into our feet together position. Let's jump into our stance. Ready, stance up. Good, so each time I count, we're going to jab out straight out to the front. Okay, we're going to practice 10. So each time I count 1, boom, we're going to punch. When I say 2, we're still only doing 1 punch. Okay, but I'm going to count up to 10. So let's get stance good, check your feet. Elbows in, hands up. Let's practice 10 together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, good. 4, 1 more, 5. Wicked. Okay, now these last 5 we're going to do a little bit faster, but we're still going to concentrate on using the hips, the foot, the arm and moving slightly forwards as well. So 5 more, we're going to count from 6. Ready? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome! Okay, so let's move on. So now we're going to move on to our reverse punch. So this is the arm, so we've done our jab, front of our body. Reverse punch is with the back arm. So we're going to punch straight out and then come straight back again. So from this sideways position, so I've got my stance up again, making sure my elbows tucked in close but not on my body, hands are by my chin. So the same kind of principles with the jab we're going to use with the reverse punch. Reverse punch is going to aim at chest height, so it should be straight out in a straight line from your fist all the way towards your shoulder. As well as using the arm, and what else we've got to use? Our power station, our hips, even more so on this punch. So I'm going to twist, driving it straight forwards, so you can see my hips, watch my hips move. Good, and I'm going to take a step back, watch my feet as well. This back foot, I'm going to twist. So as it comes up onto the ball of the foot, I can use, you can see straight away, I'm not even moving my hips are just moving anyway because my foot's moving. So I'm going to twist the foot, let my hips move. Now I can drive the power from my hips as well. This front leg is going to move forward slightly. Remember what we said on the jab? The more we move that energy forwards, the stronger that punch is going to be, which is cool. So, from this position here, I'm going to punch with the arm, move the hips, let the foot twist, and push all the energy forwards. Now, obviously, we're not looking for this to be like Bruce Lee level straight away. However, if we can start to focus on all these elements, you're going to be an awesome black belt one day. And that's the core idea of everyone who trains with that at our school. We want them to get up to that black belt level. Obviously, when you join in, either with our live training portal or come down and do the live classes themselves, it takes around 4 years to get to black belt level. So we've got 4 years to be able to perfect these very basic techniques. So let's make sure we get them right straight away from day one. So once again, locking everything together. Arm goes out. I've twisted the hips. I've let my back foot twist slightly and I've pushed forwards off that front leg. Again, making sure my arm is not locked fully out, but it's about 95% of the way there. Okay, so let's try these together. So let's go into our stance. Let's jump straight into our stance. Ready? Stance up. Good. Okay, so let's work on our reverse punch. So straight out and straight back. Let's practice 10 together. So when we say guards up, we mean hands up by our chin, tuck those elbows in. Let's have a go. Ready? 1. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Now let's add some more speed as well. Let's get it more exciting. Ready? 6, boom, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Find the nearest personal thing that you can and give them a high five and say, yeah man, I rock. Cool. Okay, so that's our 2 basic punches. So from the side position, our jab is the one for the front. Reverse punch is the one at the rear. Okay? Now we're going to work on some leg stretches and then we're going to start on some kicks as well. So let's move on to some kicks, but before we do any kicks, it's very, very important that we stretch our leg muscles. So when we finished our training, we always cool our muscles down by stretching them, but it's very important that we're going to stretch these muscles beforehand. Now there's different types of flexibility, passive flexibility, static. We are going to use today what's called dynamic flexibility. Now these are the leg stretches that we do with our regular classes. Black belts have been doing these for years and they work fantastically well for the training that we're going to be doing as well. So what we're going to do is what's called a controlled leg raise. Now we're going to do 10. So first one's going to be low, number 10 is going to be a lot higher. So I'm going to show you from the side and we'll work through these together. So from this position, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be in my stance, but I have my hands kind of relaxed. My back leg is going to be straight, and this is the one that we're going to raise up 10 times. But number 1 is going to be dead low. That's all it's going to be. And then each one, we're going to add on a little bit more height as well. Now, if you are a younger person watching this, you may find it's easier for you. If you're an older person watching this, like maybe me, you're going to find your flexibility might not be as great as you remember it to be. But it's really important to start increasing our flexibility. Otherwise, when we do get old, our body's going to start to stiffen up, and that's where we're going to have more problems later on in life. So if we can increase our flexibility, our coordination, like we said, all these physical skills are just going to pay off for us tenfold for every year we get older as well. So let's work on our flexibility. So make sure we have space. Make sure you're not kicking the cat or the settee or your grandmother. That would be bad. So make sure you have space. I'm going to show you from the side so you can see the motion that we're going through as well. So the idea is we're going to do 10. But each one we do is going to get a little bit higher. Each time that I do it, I'm going to raise it up that little bit more. Okay? So let's practice our stance, let's practice our balance and our flexibility. So we've got hands in, let's practice 10 together. Remember, each one, a little bit higher. Don't get tempted to go 1, 2, 3, because you're going to pull your leg off. Okay, let's practice them together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Now you can see my legs getting a little bit higher. 4. I really want you to focus on yours. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more. 10. Good. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to swap our stance. And again, we're going to work through 1 to 10. Okay, ready? 1 is low. Remember, 10's here, 1's not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, okay, it's like this. They may feel a little bit like, ooh, or they might feel really good, don't know. Flexibility is a bit of a strange thing. Obviously, the more we do it, the better we're going to get at it. But your body won't always be as flexible as it is. Some days you'll be very flexible, some days you won't feel as flexible. Me personally, I'm not feeling as flexible today, but that's fine because I know another day I'm more flexible. So the flexibility is the same as anything. The more you practice it, the better you'll get at it as well. Now what we're going to do is, that's our dynamic flexibility up towards the front. Because this is the motion that we're going to use for the kick that I'm going to teach you shortly. Now what we're going to do is a flexibility, this time taking our legs up to the side. So a different kind of flexibility. Again, I'm going to keep my toes upwards, but this time instead of raising it up to the front, this time I'm going to raise it up towards the side. Now again, we're going to do 1 to 10. So this is going to work, but our hamstrings, which are the big leg muscles that run down the back of our legs, but also inside our hips slightly as well, okay? So we're going to keep our hands up. This time we're going to face the front, but again, it's really important, check around you first of all, that you're not going to kick anything. If the settee's there, turn on the side, so you can raise your leg to the side. What I don't want you to do, though, really important, is that we don't do the same one again. Okay, very often when we teach people and they're in the school and they're trying this for the first time, they've done this one and they're like, woohoo, I can do this one down, it's awesome. But then when they go to do this one, we take it up to the side. It's really important. I'm trying to keep my hips as forwards as possible and my shoulders as forwards as possible as well. Otherwise, if I turn, it's just like I'm doing this one all over again. Waste of time. So this time I'm going to take my leg up to the side whilst keeping my body forwards. So if you need to turn on the side to be able to do it, that's fine. I'm going to stay facing the camera so you guys can see and follow along as well. Okay? You can pick whichever leg you want to do. If you want to do left leg, awesome. Right leg, awesome. Both legs at the same time probably isn't wise. But if you're about 5, you can try it and fall on your head because it's fun to do that when you're 5. But let's try. So we're going to keep our hands up just to help our balance, but also keep us aware of where our arms and our shoulders fall. So try and keep everything forwards, just our leg goes up to the side. 1 low, 10 high. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now with the other leg again. Check around you, make sure you're not booting anything. Ready, one low, 2. Each one gets a little bit higher. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good, okay. Another great tip on those leg stretches is to keep your leg as straight as possible. Obviously by bending your leg can go higher, but the whole point of these stretching exercises is to stretch the muscle. Okay, obviously if you bend the leg, or you're working just the leg strength of lifting these legs up, by keeping the leg straight, then you're increasing the length that the muscle has to go through as well. And once again, like I said, it's very, very important that you always start off very carefully with these stretches. It's only when you start to get more experience in them, you can start to learn your limits of how far your leg can go, and then you can start to really push it. Also, it's very important to remember that your body needs to be warmed up. If we're not warmed up first of all, think of your leg muscles like an elastic band. If an elastic band is warm, it can go woohoo, and it's all over the shop. However, if it's cold and you try and do that, it just goes snap, and then you'll go, my leg really hurts, and it might fall off, and we don't want that. So always make sure that your body's nice and warmed up, so that when you're stretching, those muscles are warm, and they'll stretch to the best of their flexibility as well. So, we're warmed up, we're stretched, we've done some punches. Let's now get on to the very first kick that we're about to learn. Welcome back. Okay, so let's start off with the very first kick that we teach, which is called a front kick. Now, it's not rocket science, it's called a front kick, because we're going to kick to the front. Woohoo! So, I'll show you one, and then we'll break it down on how to do it together. So, from my stance, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the leg at the back of my body, so you can see my left arm, left foot in front, right arm, right foot is the one that we're going to be using. We're going to use that kind of motion, but this time we're going to bring the knee up bent, and then kick. Okay, so from the sideways position, making sure I have my good guard, elbows in, hands up, eyes are going to be forwards, so it's knee up and then kick. So the mechanics of it, I'm going to kick with either the heel or the ball of my foot, which is that part just underneath your toes. So as I kick, I need to make sure that I'm pulling my toes backwards. So just have a quick practice, pulling your toes off the floor. That's where we should be getting our foot position too. So, I'll show you from the sideways position. From here, I'm bringing my knee, come straight up towards the front. When the knee is at the front, just before the apex, not Apex Legends, the kids that you're playing Apex Legends, I am no good at Apex Legends. So, I'm going to bring my knee up, and just before it hits the top, that's when I'm going to kick that leg out. So, I'm bringing that knee up, and then kick. Okay, but in a nice smooth motion, because it's harder to do it slow. So it's up, kick, and then back down again. Okay, the height of the kick at this stage of your training is not important. The most important thing is that we're building that foundation, building that building block to make sure that we can increase the height. Obviously, everyone wants to go kicks high and go, whoa, and trip the legs all over the shop. However, make sure we do things in stages. So once again, I'm bringing that knee up to the front, then I'm going to kick out, bend it, and then it's really important it lands back in this good stance. If it's not in the good stance, this is where you turn into wobble mode. So if I kick, pow, and then it lands too narrow, then I'm going to be all over the shop. So I've got to make sure wherever my foot comes from, it kicks and then comes back to exactly the same position again. Otherwise, like I said, you're going to go into wobble mode. So one more time, so I'm bringing the knee up, kick out, placing it back down in this good stance, and making sure all the time my guard is not moving. The guard is staying here. So it's knee up, kick, and then back again. Okay, let's try a few together. So we're going to practice then. First of all, feet together. Let's work through our bow. And let's jump into our stance. Ready? Stance up. Awesome! Okay, let's practice that front kick. So, using our leg at the back, which is going to be our right leg, knee up, kick, and then back down again. Let's try 5 together, my friends. Ready? 1. Good, and then back. 2. Make sure, checking those feet. 3. Good, couple more. 4. Last one's going to be the best one. Ready? 5. Boom! Awesome, good, good, good. Okay, so did you practice putting those toes back as you were kicking? Should we try 5 more? Because I bet you forgot that bit. Let's do another 5 then, just for good luck. Okay, let's go for it. So I'm going to turn on the side so you can follow along for me on the side this time. So I'm making sure that I'm in a good stance. Let's go for it. Hands up, elbows in, eyes forwards. Ready? 1. Bit faster. 2. Good, and again. 3. 4. 1 more. 5. Awesome. Find someone and give them a high 5. If you're a parent, give yourself a high 5. Or find someone else, run around, knock on your neighbour's door and give them a safe distance 5. Beautiful. Okay, guys, thanks so much. That is lesson 1 completed. So, recap, what have we done? We've got our body warmed up first of all. We've learned how to bow to show our respect. Okay, if you don't know what respect means, we teach respect is to treat people how you want to be treated yourself. Then we've practiced our stance, making sure we've got the left leg forward, making sure feet are in a good position, elbows in, hands up, chin tucked in. So we've practiced that jab. Twisting in, we've practiced reverse punch, so moving all that body to punch, and our last kick was called our front kick. Okay, next lesson is going to be even more awesome, because you've learned the basics. So we're going to get our bodies warmed up again, we're going to practice different leg stretches, we're going to practice some combinations, and we're also going to teach you what's called a turning kick, which is loads of people's favourite kick. So I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see you on class number 2.